Hey, Hardforkers, we're recovering, would be a good word, from an amazing day of action. It's been a beautiful assault on all of the senses. Been to an incredible festival. Uh, Met a hill tribe with these beautiful rings around their necks. That was just amazing. This whole region has blown me away. I couldn't encourage you strongly enough to come up to this part of the country if you're ever in Thailand. So, Chris, firstly, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah.
Bitcoin and
I
beer.
don't think I'm going to leave. I'm going nowhere, buddy. This is awesome up here.
It
So
is.
maybe tell us a bit about how you've ended up here and what you're doing.
So I've been here in Thailand for almost 13 years now, and we have a bar in Koh Phangan.
You realise you have two pairs of glasses on your head as well.
Oh yeah, maybe maybe it's not so bright out anymore. And we had a bar for 8 years in Koh Phangan, which we still have, and it just got, the body got tired, the mind got tired. I was talking Bitcoin to everybody, and nobody wanted to
That's
talk
how
to
we
me.
met. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to me except you.
I think there's a couple of other people watching this. Hi.
And me and my wife, we were getting physically tired and mentally tired of the bar life. It's not an easy life. You're early mornings or late mornings and
So
late
you've gone from
nights.
one extreme to the other up here, haven't you?
Yeah,
Although there's plenty of action up here, as everyone's just seen.
yeah. And my wife is from Changsan, this town here.
Yeah.
And we had a good opportunity to take over her family house, and we wanted to make a guest house where kind of a co-working space for people who like to work on Bitcoin.
Yep.
And this means in any way, you research, coding, marketing, anything that has to do with making Bitcoin more.
If you're a Bitcoiner, come to Satoshi House.
Yeah.
Come to Changsan. This place is amazing, as you've just seen.
It's all about making Bitcoin better, but also the huge part that I have is I want to educate about Bitcoin, and I want people to learn Bitcoin, but also start asking critical questions themselves, and go and get some answers, listen to other people, and then go out and find their own information.
Yep.
So I don't want people just to listen to one side. I want people to actually research and find out if this is something for them. And I hope by doing this, I mean, for me it's like a hole in one. If you understand Bitcoin, of course you want to use Bitcoin, and you want everybody to have these possibilities that possibilities that Bitcoin can give you. I think this is really important, and I'm very passionate about this.
No doubt.
I think Bitcoin, in the future we'll have people talking about Keynesianism, libertarianism, socialism, capitalism. Within 100 years, all these ideologies are going to die, but Bitcoin's still going to be there. And I think,
I think that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. I mean, it's code.
yeah,
It's you always hear this term decentralized, but this truly is. There's nobody behind it. Whoever has put that code out there has stepped away. So compared to all these other projects, there's nothing to shut down. And I think you and I maybe disagree a little bit on the regulation that's coming into the space. Not hugely.
no,
But
I mean,
obviously governments have realised that it can't actually be shut down, and therefore I think that they've accepted that. They're taking a measured approach to the on-ramps. Obviously they want to get some tax dollars out of it.
of course, and I see taxation as a form of theft, and I don't believe in regulation, and I guess in some ways there's some better part of regulation in this and some worse part. For example, for getting rid of scammy ICOs.
I was going to say, surely you agree with...
Yeah, scammy ICOs and scammy exchanges. That's not a bad thing.
Yep.
But maybe the market could do it by themselves. But
I would like to think that, but it's been pretty disappointing to see the amount of people that have jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon, come up with cryptocurrencies, and for me, there's just a complete difference between Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
But if they would have stayed on the Bitcoin bandwagon and wouldn't have bought
So then how do you scam people?
Exactly. Well, these scammers, they're not stupid people. They're great marketers.
Yeah.
And they're really good of pushing their products and saying this is revolutionary. And
I mean, what would you say to people watching this? What effectively is the difference between Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies out there? What's the main point people need to understand, in your opinion?
I mean, Bitcoin is open source and decentralized, which many companies claim they are, or many projects, I would say. But then if you look, you don't need to dig that deep to find out there's some people behind these projects.
Yeah.
There's some companies behind these projects. There's some investors behind this project.
Yeah, there's like 10 dudes with $10 billion to play with.
Yeah, and they all push their own agenda in this. And you can shut down an ICO. I mean, ICOs, quite a few ICOs got cease and desist orders from the SEC over the last year. People have been taken to court for it. So, that's how you can stop it. Yeah. And you can't stop Bitcoin with who you're going to take to court. There's nobody to take to court. There is no office, there is no boss you can ring up and say, hey, I lost my Bitcoin, can I have a new password?
Thank you. That'll help with the lighting.
Yeah. So Bitcoin is different in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And I think people just got FOMO'd into, I can make 100x on this within 3 months or 6 months or whatever. And that's where I think one of the really bad traits we have as human, our greed came into play there, and people just got greedy and says like, I can make more on this than staying in Bitcoin or staying in dollar or euro or whatever.
Sure, it's a new asset class that's obviously going through
But then you see what happened is, like, if people would have stayed in Bitcoin, I mean, they would still be down if they bought in late last year. But they wouldn't be down as much as the other altcoins and the ICO coins. And most of these ICOs, they will die. There's not going to be, I mean, most of the ICO tokens today, there's only developers holding them today.
Yeah.
So if you look at the
I'm
volume,
sure there's a couple of good projects in there that, in a year or two will shine. But in general, ones that are trying to be a currency, I
mean, there's no real competition for Bitcoin today.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And I think, like, in a perfect world, we would have one currency that's a global currency that we all use to trade with.
So do you think putting your Bitcoin into the river the other night's going to set off the next bull run?
We
actually got some good luck. We right after you did that, we nearly got hit in the head with the freaking falling firework.
Yeah, I mean,
that was an amazing experience, by the way, man. Thank you again.
Yeah, I think it would be great, but the price for sure. We all be happier if Bitcoin was at 10, 15, 20,000. But we're not there, and that's where it's important to understand the technology and what features actually Bitcoin has. And this is a great opportunity when markets are down. You can't sit staring on the charts every day.
No.
Do something. Educate yourself. Help other people to educate.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do. You can contribute to Bitcoin on GitHub.
Yeah.
You can, just by helping doing like a local meetup in your local community, for example.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune. You go to a bar or
you can find a remote hill tribe and tell them about Bitcoin as well.
Exactly. So
we were the first people to do that.
So I think it's important to, you don't have to shove Bitcoin down everybody's throat.
I've been doing that for 2 years. What do you say?
Yeah, I know my mistakes. I've been doing that as well. And sometimes it's better to talk about
not
something
from an
else.
investment point of view.
No, of course not. About the technical point. But at some point it's maybe better to just, if people don't want to hear about it, talk about something else and then get back to it at a later point.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we're fairly committed now to actually ramping up our efforts to talk about Bitcoin. I mean, we started doing this because of what we really saw is the lack of good content out there. Obviously, a lot of other media brands have flourished by taking huge amounts of cash from ICOs, and look, do I take enjoyment watching them potentially getting the shit now? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hope they get slapped. And
Yeah, I mean,
you know, anyone watching this, I think you can now really have a look at your sources of information and be in a position where, you know, it's clear there's some good people out there to listen to.
so
And it's clear who not to.
I want to
There's
give
some
it.
real clowns in this space that have got huge followings, and
Oh,
they're still hanging around.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
yeah. You know, they all kind of deleted their shitcoin posts and shitcoin videos, and now they're full-time Bitcoiners. And you know, it's. But you know, you got like.
Nice one, guys. You know who you are.
Yeah, you exactly. You know exactly who you are. And you know, there's a few guys I want to give a shout out to that really helped me understand Bitcoin. And
Yeah, who would you recommend people follow?
so, you know,
Apart from hardforking.com.
hardforking.com for sure. You should check us out. But you know, we were also new in the space at one point, and we had to learn.
Yeah.
And big shout out to Tone Ways. I'm not that much into trading, but this guy has really good fundamental understanding how Bitcoin works.
Yeah, my feeling on that guy is I think he pays his bills by doing his trading courses, but he's got a hell of a lot of good stuff to say from a fundamental point of view.
But you know that there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing
No,
wrong.
I rate him.
There's nothing wrong with earning Bitcoin and doing something you love to do.
So Tone Bays, who else do you follow?
Block Digest.
Yeah.
Great bunch of guys with a lot of good information. Sadly, they don't get enough views on their YouTube because, you know, they get maybe a little bit too technical and they got long shows, which I love. We have World Crypto Network.
Trace Mayer, I rate highly.
Trace Mayer.
Yeah.
Andreas Anatopoulos.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, Andreas Anatopoulos is kind of one of the guys that is super inspiring for me. He really can explain everything in much better way than I can.
Yeah.
And I watch Andreas' videos, I read his books. So yeah, these were the guys that helped me when I came into
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
likewise. Yeah. I mean, the World Crypto Network was sort of my main source a couple of years ago. They've all sort of splintered off into their own little media brands now, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, and I mean,
Some of them are better than others, but overall, it's a pretty good group of guys to check out.
Yeah, and I think it's important.
You were on that show, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there with Max Hillebrand. We were talking about Satoshi House and Lightning Network.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I think we see in the bear market, or let's say not bear market, but when the price is down, the view counts are low.
Yeah.
And when you look in the bull run, everybody got thousands of views, thousands of hits, because everybody want to know if I'm rich tomorrow or not.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, you know, that's not what we got into it, and that's kind of beside the
Well,
point.
I actually did get into it for that originally.
Yeah,
But
but then
beat around the bush.
yeah, but then you learned, and it's,
Yeah.
you know, you started understanding what this actually is,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
how this can change lives, and you know how this can change the whole monetary system where we are today.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's been the amazing thing. I thought I understood economics. You know, learning Bitcoin, the offshoot of this has been a wonderful education in economics in general. Really, that's what the space is about. We're talking about a new monetary system, and it's just fascinating. I live and breathe this 24/7. I probably lost a few friends because of that.
Yeah. And we all wish there
Just
was
me
more
and you, buddy.
fighting the world. And I think, you know, it's like Bitcoin, it ties some people tighter together. But
Are you more excited about the space now than going back a couple of years? I know I am. I mean, for me, I certainly don't like the fact a lot of friends have pulled out of their investment and lost a lot of money.
yeah, I would say,
But-
you know, I get more and more excited every day.
Yeah, I mean, there's so
Because-
much happening at the moment.
Because there's so much information, there's so much to learn, and you got to have the attitude that you're learning something every day.
Yeah.
This is kind of the attitude you got to have in anything you do. If If you think you know everything, you know, the harder they come, the
I
harder
think
they
you're the only
fall.
person I know that consumes more content than I do and reads.
Yeah, but you know, it's like in the end,
Sure, there's someone else out there.
we wish there was more hours in a day,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and sometime, you know, you watch all the content, you read all the content, and it's like, oh damn it, there's no new updates.
Yeah. Well, there's also a lack of good content, and you know we're both very committed to really ramping up what we're doing now. And you know, for me, okay, as I say, it's bad that people have lost money, but it's also a case of clearing out a lot of the rubbish that has tarnished
Oh yeah,
this industry that Bitcoin has been associated with, and it's simply not part of really what's going on with these other crypto projects falling over, and never will be. So I think if you are looking at investing in the space, man, now's the perfect time to get your knowledge up on the fundamentals. This is an addictive space, and if you really do understand the fundamentals, you know, knowing when to come in and out of a market, that's always going to be difficult, especially as we see these big players coming in. I think they're going to have the ability to move price around at will over the next year. So, plan on being a trader. I don't give financial advice, but I guess I'm giving financial advice and telling you to be really goddamn careful about thinking you don't have to trade this market. It's a wild ride. I see people get addicted to it, eh?
yeah, and I think you.
Without really knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, and if you want to, I mean, I'm definitely not a trader. I've done a little bit of trading in my life, and you know, I kind of enjoy
I'm
a
actually
little
totally out of it right now from a owning a point of view while we're building
bit. But you
building
know,
this brand.
there's so many people that came into the market and they start their own YouTube or Twitter, and they're giving trading advice to people, and you know, they've been they've been in the Bitcoin space for maybe less than a year, and suddenly they are expert traders, which, you know what,
Who do you listen to apart from Tonebase? Anyone else?
yeah, I mean,
I mean, I know you're not in there trading, but obviously it's
I
interesting
think
to-
CryptoCast Network with Vortex got a
Yep.
great show, got great guests, got some very good information in there.
What about Tyler Jenks and
Tyler Jenks,
Leowald?
I like to listen to them.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all of their, watch all of their shows, even though I'm not a trader.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like you've got to have an idea of what's going on in all of the. I mean, if you're Bitcoin addicted like we are, you want to know everything that goes on in the space, whether you're a
Beyond
trader or
addicted,
not.
aren't we?
And with this, you know, you don't really have to know exactly how Bitcoin works. I mean, I don't know how my car works. I still drive it. I know it works.
It's easy. You put petrol in it.
Yeah, but because I know it will work.
Yeah.
But you know, you don't have to understand.
And that's absolute rubbish. You do know how Bitcoin works.
But I think Tyler Jenks, good show. Ansel Linder got a good show. Bitcoin Matters. There's another podcast, What Bitcoin Did.
Yeah.
That's also great.
We've actually just spent the day putting together a resource list up on the hardforking.com website. You know, something we've spent months and months going through everything out there. So I'd encourage you to check that out. There's some great links in there.
And it will be. It's a work in progress. We will be updating this continuously and working on it. So it's by no means done. So you know, if you got any good links, any good resources, don't be shy. Just contact us.
Yeah, we're also looking for a couple, maybe one or two more contributors as well to come and get involved in what we've spent a couple of years building. We'd like to feel it's a completely clean brand, and that, you know, we've not promoted anything we haven't believed in, and we've only believed in Bitcoin, and you know that's all there in bits and bytes for everyone to check out. And it frustrates me that some of these other clowns that are running around on YouTube and some of the bigger websites, they're a bunch of fuckwits, putting it mildly.
I mean, a lot of them, you know, they took the easy money because it was there to take.
Yeah, and they're still around. You know, I think some of these guys need to be held to account moving forward. With, you know,
I totally agree with you. I think, you know, the market needs a cleansing. It needs to clean out all the bullshit, all the clowns out of the market.
Oh, Trayvon James is joining us next week, by the way.
Yeah, shilling some other
BitConnect.
BitConnect.
Yeah, so look, I mean, it's getting more serious now. We've got institutional players coming in.
Shrimps.
Oh, God. No, thank you. I wrote an apology in the article that's going to go with this video on that one, and I'm not eating any more live animals.
He can apologize for me.
Yeah, sure. So, look, I think let's wrap this one up now. Just once again, thanks so much for having me up here over the last few weeks. The last couple of days, especially, have just been...
It's been pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
It's something different.
Yeah. I mean, the pace of life up here is incredible. You know, we're in the Golden Triangle. This is the Mekong Delta in here behind us, and
We've got the Lao behind us, actually,
Yeah.
if you can see that.
it's an ancient trading route. All I really knew about it was it's where a lot of the drug trade from Burma comes across into Thailand. I was kind of expecting a bit of a rough gun-toting border town. It couldn't be further from the truth.
Wild West.
Yeah, it's just not. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. The climate's amazing. There's, as you've seen from the video, there's so much to do up here. So on that note, buddy, thank you.
Thank you.
Popcorn Carp.
Bitcoin and beer.
And make sure you come and check out Satoshi House in Chiang Rai or Chiang Sien. And yeah, you can get in touch with Chris or myself. All the links are below.
And also, if you like the kind of content we are providing, please like and share the video and leave a comment.
You know you want to say smash those likes.
No, I don't want to say smash those likes, but
You just did.
sorry, Ivan, I stole your signature thing there. Just
He's actually pretty good.
Ivan on tech is good also.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And so yeah, just give us a like or a thumbs down if you don't like us, or
What?
The people will like us. You're gonna be a bit cocky. And please share the video, and if you got any ideas that you want us to bring up, please leave a comment in the comment section, and we will for sure answer, and we will try to bring up anything that people want us to bring up, because we are here to talk Bitcoin and knowledge and education.
Absolutely. Yeah, so on that note, as I mentioned, we know we're probably talking to a very small, hardcore Bitcoin community at the moment, and it is nice to hear from you all. Thanks for the encouragement.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah.
You know, even one comment on the video, it means a lot for us. Cause
Yeah. Although all those people that commented or got in touch with me about hiding their assets during a divorce, don't do that. I wrote an article on why Bitcoin's a better investment than marriage. I think it was one of my most viewed. It was meant as a bit of a joke.
So you're promoting divorces now?
I'm not promoting divorces. I was simply saying that it's an unconfiscatable asset.
This is very true.
So obviously people put two and two together, and
so
okay.
if you look worldwide, that should be a pretty big.
Well, more than 50% of marriages end in divorce. So I guess a lot of people were like, "Geez, there's a."
So that would be a pretty big push for Bitcoin mass adoption.
Oh, no, let's not end this clip on that one. So what's been your highlight in the last few days? We've done so much.
I mean, Loy Krathong was amazing.
Yeah.
Long Neck Village. Also amazing.
Wow, that was incredible.
It's the first time I've been there. And you know, just traveling around and seeing new places, Golden Triangle.
I think I fell in love with one of those ladies there. Yeah.
A new fiance.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's it's you know, it's up here. It's a very kind of slow pace. So for anybody who really want to focus and work and concentrate, this is a good place to come.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of distractions, but you know, you don't get hangover from most of the distractions here.
This is true. Okay, so on that note, hope you've enjoyed the video. We're going to churn out that sort of content on a regular basis. We're committed to the space. So stay with us, and you know, it is great to get your support. So please like and share. Smash the like, people, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.